Theresa May brazenly betrayed Brexit by proposing a deal with the EU that would de facto keep the UK in the customs union, subjecting us to the same regulatory and legal framework that we voted to leave, and hampering us from doing trade deals with other countries that would provide us with economic independence and prosperity. The very reason why we voted for Brexit in the first place.
Imagine being the globalist establishment, and they think they can set up a private, above-the-law, tax-exempt corporate world government owned by a bunch of rich white guys, rich Arabs, and rich Chinese people, basically. Chinese communists. And then they can sit there and everybody else race war with each other and have the media all turn us against each other and then try to get us to reject capitalism and accept socialism and communism that then they administer multinationally. We all live in a system of control where they tell us where to go, where to live, what to eat. Bloomberg says, I want to tell people what to eat. I'm smarter than you. I'm a technocrat, in his own words. Bloomberg has articles about him, about how he's this great technocrat, and he's going to tell you how to live. They are so blind by their arrogance. And then you look at Brexit, that was the first big domino to fall. Now with over 50 countries going towards capitalism, becoming populist countries. It's so exciting. And you've got the EU about to collapse. You've got Brexit. 2 years later, May tried to sell it out and keep them in the EU. And that only makes people more angry and more awake. I remember when we passed Brexit, folks go, oh, well, they'll just ignore it. And I said, that's even better. Because once people know they're getting screwed over, they get angry, they get informed. No one even knew that the EU, I remember I was covering the EU 20 years ago, and people were saying, oh, the EU's not going to take over. The EU's just a trade deal. It's not going to do anything. There's no EU army. There's no, and now it's all here. So everything we talked about is mainstream now. They tried to demonize it. They tried to make fun of it. They tried to say it didn't exist forever. But now we can have a real debate. We won. Their bullying, their intimidation, their attempt to say it's anti-Semitic, to say that the EU's corrupt, doesn't work. Or if you want free market, you're racist. People aren't stupid. They see through that. Except for the dumbest of the dumb who are being organized into zombie armies. Let's go to Paul Joseph Watson's powerful report on what Theresa May has been caught doing just days before Trump travels to the UK.
UK Prime Minister Theresa May is hanging by a thread after Brexit Secretary David Davis and Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson resigned. So why did they resign? Because Theresa May brazenly betrayed Brexit by proposing a deal with the EU that would de facto keep the UK in the customs union, subjecting us to the same regulatory and legal framework that we voted to leave, and hampering us from doing trade deals with other countries that would provide us with economic independence and prosperity. The very reason why we voted for Brexit in the first place. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when I went to vote in the referendum, I didn't see a third option that said leave, sign up to everything under a different name, and be the EU's bitch. To illustrate how much of a sellout this was, May ran the plan by Europhile-in-chief Angela Merkel before it was even seen by her own party's MPs. Knowing it was a bad deal, she preempted her own ministers resigning on Friday by telling them they'd be quickly forgotten and revoking access to their government vehicles. And guess who praised the plan? Anna Soubry, Ken Clarke and Vince Cable, three of the biggest Ramonas in Parliament. That tells you everything. As we warned all along, Brexit is being betrayed. Theresa May and her negotiators have cowed and rolled over to the EU at every turn. Her prime negotiator is a Remainer who in his Oxford days was a Soviet fanboy who defended Stalin and implied communism was preferable to capitalism. At this point, they're taking the piss. So what happens next? Well, Boris and Davis have indicated that they resigned not to force Theresa May out, but to force her to revise her disastrous Brexit plan, which, given that she's had 2 years to craft it and has delivered what Boris himself called a giant turd, sounds like a forlorn hope. It's time for Theresa to go. It's time to flush the turd. 15% of Conservative MPs, or 48 of them to be precise, have to write a letter to the 1922 committee triggering a vote of confidence in Theresa May. If she loses, then she's toast. That will trigger a new leadership contest, which hopefully a committed Brexiteer will win. The new leader will then almost certainly feel a need to secure a mandate from the country by calling a new general election. He or she will then have to defeat Labour's Jeremy Corbyn and save the UK from entering a hard-left tyranny ruled by someone who thinks Venezuela's socialist dystopia is a good example to follow. If Corbyn wins, he'll almost certainly derail Brexit or call for a second referendum. If May wins, she'll deliver, at best, a soft Brexit, which is a Brexit in name only, which is no Brexit at all. So it's basically all or nothing. We need a leader who believes in Brexit. For most people, that man is Jacob Rees-Mogg. But JRM is a reluctant leader. He's said numerous times he doesn't want to do it. Could Rees-Mogg be kingmaker? Could it be time for Boris? Since the day after Brexit, I warned that the vote to leave was merely the start of the battle. Don't expect the elite to take this lying down. They'll just make us vote again in another referendum until they get the result they want. These people are snakes. Don't think the battle is won. It's only just beginning. Theresa May is surrounded by establishment globalists who share the very same attitude that sold us out to the EU in the first place. The very backstab that Margaret Thatcher warned us about.
There'd be no European Central Bank accountable to no one, least of all to national parliaments. Because the point of that kind of European Central Bank is no democracy, taking powers away from every single parliament and being able to have a single currency and a monetary policy and an interest rates which takes all political power away from us. As my right honourable friend said in his first speech after the proposal of a single currency is about the politics of Europe. It is about a federal Europe by the back door.
They have no interest whatsoever in delivering Brexit. They have no loyalty to this sovereign nation. So Conservative MPs have a choice to make. Is your loyalty to Theresa May's dreadful political legacy, a legacy that has betrayed 17.4 million people and the very notion of democracy itself, a legacy that has led directly to the UK's soaring violent crime problem, a legacy that has exacerbated the problem of mass uncontrolled immigration, a legacy that has eroded free speech and emboldened cultures hostile to our own? Is your loyalty to that worth more than your loyalty to your country? Is it worth more than your loyalty to the sanctity of democracy? Is your legacy going to be about how you sold out to Brussels, or how at this pivotal moment in UK political history you stood up for Great Britain?
We are forcing them out in the open. We're engaging them. We're in a fight, and we're winning. One of the top First Amendment lawyers in the country, Mark Randazza, is here. He got demonized by the New York Times for taking my case in the whole Sandy Hook matter. But we're not getting into that today. We're getting into the left's crazed attack on free speech and beyond with Mark Randazza straight ahead on the other side. Good to have you here in studio with us.
Good to be here.
We'll be back. Stay with us.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Staying healthy on the go is just as important as staying healthy at home. But sometimes supplements don't work fast enough. That's why InfoWars Life has created a powerful new addition to the Super Blue line, Super Blue Silver Immune Gargle. Available in 1 ounce, 3.5 ounce, and 16 ounce bottles, Immune Gargle is perfect for the bathroom, kitchen, or wherever you go. The incredible new purifying formula is dentist recommended for daily use whenever you feel like you need to stay clean. As a powerful hand purifier or oral cleansing formula, just a small spray will help you stay clean when you feel surrounded by toxins. With powerful yet simple ingredients, Immune Gargle features Silver Sol Nano Silver for a powerful cleansing alternative. With Super Blue Silver Immune Gargle, staying toxin-free is easy and affordable. Help stop the spread of toxins and stay healthy with Super Blue Silver Immune Gargle. Only available at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.